Welcome! Today, we're diving into a question that's on a lot of people's minds: where to go for work or for your studies. We're going to talk about Germany and why it's suddenly popping up on everyone's radar as a top spot for Indian students and professionals. And we've got some incredible insights straight from the German ambassador to India.
So let me just ask you, are you thinking about working or studying abroad? Maybe someone you know is. It's a massive decision, right? And for a lot of people, the path that used to seem obvious has gotten, well, a little complicated.
For decades, the US H1 Viva was pretty much the gold standard. But now, things are getting a little shaky over there. There's a lot of uncertainty. And this is where Germany is basically raising its hand and saying, hey, look over here. They're presenting what their own ambassador is calling a brand new window of opportunity. So let's break down exactly what that means.
All right, so here's the game plan. First, we'll talk about why this is all happening right now. Then, we'll get into the stable laws that make it all legit. After that, we'll dive into the specific paths for you professionals and then for all the students out there. And finally, we'll wrap up by talking about what it's actually like to live in Germany.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, a new window of opportunity. What is created this specific moment, and why is Germany going all in on welcoming talent from India? I mean, it really boils down to this. The German ambassador himself, Philip Ackermann, isn't mincing words. He's directly linking the chaos in the US system to a strategic opening for Germany. They're literally seeing this as their moment to attract the skilled people they need, and they're being very vocal about it. But an opportunity like this needs to be built on something solid, right? Which brings us to our second point: Germany's very stable immigration laws. Because a great offer doesn't mean much if the rules can change on a whim. And here's the key thing: stability. The ambassador makes a huge point about this. Even with a new government in place, these pro-immigration laws, they're not going anywhere. This isn't just some fad. It's solid legal ground you can actually build a future on. That's huge. Okay, so that leads us right into our third point: the actual pathways for skilled professionals. If you're looking for a job, you're going to want to listen up. How do you actually do it? Well, say hello to the opportunity card. Seriously, this is a total game changer. Think about it. Most countries make you get a job before you can even think about applying for a visa. Germany, they're flipping the script. They're giving qualified people a visa to move there first, and then you get up to 6 months to find a job. That is an unbelievably liberal policy. And the process is designed to be pretty simple. First, you hop on the embassy's website and check the requirements. If you're a match, step 2, you get your visa. And then step 3, you're on a plane to Germany with a whole 6 months to find the perfect job. It really puts you in the driver's seat. Oh, and another huge plus: while some visa lines can be long, the ambassador stresses that for skilled labor, they're putting you in the fast lane. The message is clear. They want you, and they're cutting through the red tape to get you there fast. All right, let's switch gears and talk about the students. Because if you're looking at higher education, what Germany is offering is, well, it's almost too good to be true. 36,000. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's how many Indian students are in Germany right now. It's an all-time high, and that number is just climbing. And when I say climbing, I mean it's skyrocketing. We're talking a massive 25% jump in just a single year. This isn't just a trend, it's an absolute explosion. So you might be asking, why? What's the big deal? Well, the biggest reason comes down to this number: 0. As in €0 in tuition fees at most of their public universities. The ambassador has a great way of putting it. He doesn't call it free, he calls it a public good. It's like an investment they're making in the world's brightest minds. And the perks don't end when you toss your graduation cap in the air. Nope. You get a full 18 months, a year and a half, to stick around and find a job after you graduate. That's an incredible runway to get your career off the ground in Europe. Okay, so we've covered how to get there, but let's get into our last section. What's it actually like to live in Germany? Let's talk integration, community, all that good stuff. Because this is the question that's on everyone's mind, right? Getting the visa is one thing, but what about life? Fitting in, the language barrier, and let's be real, the fear of racism. It's important, so let's tackle it head on. Well, first off, you would be far from alone. We're talking about an Indian community that's already 200,000 people strong, and it's growing. That's a huge, built-in support system right from the get-go. And when it comes to feeling welcome, the ambassador's words are really powerful here. He makes it very clear that while there might be political debates about other topics, skilled workers from India are, and I quote, embraced by the whole of society. That's a pretty strong and direct statement. All right, so let's tie this all together. What are the big takeaways? You've got stable and really liberal immigration laws you can trust. You've got that amazing opportunity card if you're looking for a job. You have top-notch education at public universities that won't cost you a thing in tuition, a super generous 18-month window to find work after you study, and on top of all that, a big, welcoming community waiting for you. Which brings us right back to where we started. With all of this on the table, the stable laws, the incredible financial benefits, and the official welcome mat they're rolling out, is Germany the new land of opportunity? Based on the evidence, you've got to admit, it's a question that anyone even thinking about a future abroad should be taking very, very seriously.